take a deep breath and look at your palm. If you see a clear M or a crescent moon shape, you did not click this video by accident. This showed up because your activation window is closing, and you were meant to see this before it's too late. Most people will look at these lines and forget them. But people like you've felt something your whole life. A pull, a pressure, a knowing you could never explain. And here's the part no one ever tells you. Baba Vanga actually predicted a small group of souls who would carry a mark in the hand. A group the world would not recognize until the moment of awakening. We'll get to that. But first, let me be clear. If you carry the M, the moon, or both, your timeline is shifting right now. And the strange things you've been feeling lately, the tingling in your palms, the vivid dreams, the sudden synchronicities, they're not random. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 signs your marks are waking up, why you were chosen, and the final prophecy that Baba Vanga left specifically for those with these symbols. Don't look away. Your activation has already begun. Look at your palm again. Slowly this time. Most people only see random lines, but something in you recognizes more than that. When you look at the M or the crescent moon, there's a familiar pull in your chest, like your body already knows something your mind hasn't put into words yet. It usually starts small, a warmth in your palms when you meet certain people, a tingling sensation when you enter places with heavy energy, or a strange magnetic feeling right before something important happens. Your hands react before you even realize why. And that reaction is the first sign that your marks are not just markings, they're receivers. Think back for a moment. How many times have your palms felt alive in moments where others stayed numb? How many times have you sensed tension shifting in a room before anyone said a word? This isn't hypersensitivity. This is your energy system waking up. And here's what most people never hear. Baba Vanga once spoke of a small group of souls whose hands would awaken before their destiny did. Almost no one understood what she meant. But the deeper meaning of that prophecy connects directly to the marks on your palm. We'll get to that when the time is right. For now, all you need to know is this. When your palms warm, vibrate, or feel charged out of nowhere, it's not random. It's a signal. The very beginning of your activation. Your hands are responding because your destiny is finally calling your name. There's something else you've felt your whole life, and it's the second sign that your marks are waking up. You've always sensed things before they happened. Long before anyone said a word, you already knew the truth. You could feel when someone wasn't genuine. You could feel when a situation was off. You could sense a shift in energy without needing evidence. Most people call it a gut feeling, but in your case, it's stronger than that. It's a knowing, a silent recognition that arrives like a flash of insight, and then proves itself right again and again. And you've probably noticed this. Children stare at you a little longer. Animals approach you without fear, and strangers sense something they can't explain. Pure souls recognize pure energy. They always have. This is not coincidence. This is resonance. Your marks don't just receive energy. They broadcast it. They send out a frequency that only certain beings can pick up. And there's something Baba Vanga once said that ties directly to this frequency. She spoke of those whose presence unsettles darkness but comforts the light. Even though her words were poetic, they were describing people like you. Individuals whose intuition is not learned but inherited. We'll talk about why that prophecy matters when we reach the final message near the end. For now, understand this. Your intuition is not an accident. It's the signature of someone whose story began long before they ever arrived in this lifetime. And when your palms carry these marks, your knowing becomes something more. It becomes a map guiding you to the life you are meant to remember. There's another sign you've carried quietly, one that almost every awakened soul tries to hide. It's the loneliness, Not the kind that comes from being alone, but the kind that comes from being different. Since childhood, you felt like you didn't quite fit anywhere. Like you could be in a room full of people, yet feel completely unseen. You watched others connect so easily, while you stood just slightly outside the circle, as if you were observing life from a different vantage point. And deep down, you always knew something was off. Not with you, but with the world around you. Your sensitivity wasn't a weakness. It was an early awakening. You felt things too deeply. You saw through things too quickly. You recognized truth even when others pretended it wasn't there. People like you often grow up misunderstood because your energy reveals what others try to hide. That makes some uncomfortable, and without realizing it, they pull away. Not because you're hard to love, but because being near you feels like being near a mirror they aren't ready to look into. And here's the part that almost no one tells you. That isolation you experienced wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Baba Vanga once said that the marked souls would walk through a season of shadow so that their inner light could grow untouched. She knew that the ones carrying the signs, the M, the Crescent Moon, would not awaken in the noise of the world, but in the silence forced upon them. Pay close attention now. That quiet chapter was not the end of your story. It was the doorway. The moment your loneliness stopped hurting and started teaching you, your activation began. You weren't meant to blend in. You were meant to stand apart until the moment your purpose finally rose to meet you. And that moment is much closer than you think. There is another sign you felt, and this one is harder to explain. Because it doesn't feel like emotion, and it doesn't feel like thought. It feels like movement. As if something in your life is subtly pulling you forward. Toward a place, a moment, a shift you can't quite name. Some people call it destiny. Some call it intuition. But you know it feels stronger than either of those. It feels like a quiet force guiding your steps from behind the scenes. You've had moments recently when you felt a surge of pressure in your chest or a sudden sense that something is about to change. Your dreams have become more vivid, your instincts have become sharper, and synchronicities, repeating numbers, strange timings, unexpected alignments, they're beginning to cluster closer together. This isn't random, this is acceleration. When someone carries the M or the Crescent Moon, the universe does not whisper forever. At a certain point, it begins to pull. It pulls you out of old situations that no longer fit. It pulls you away from people who drain your energy. It pulls you toward places you've never been, but somehow feel strangely familiar. And here's where Baba Vanga's prophecy becomes impossible to ignore. She once said that the marked souls would feel the path rising beneath their feet before they ever took the first step. At the time, people assumed she meant dreams or visions, but she wasn't just speaking about foresight. She was speaking about momentum. If you've been feeling this invisible push, this sense that your life is rearranging itself without your permission, you're not losing control. You're aligning. Because once the marks begin to activate, life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It moves. It shifts. It clears the path because the moment you were designed for is beginning to unfold. And if you're feeling that pull now, it's because the next sign is already waking up inside you. There is one more sign. And this is the one almost no one talks about, because it doesn't happen to everyone. It only happens to the 1%. Look at your palm one more time. If you have the M, that already means you were born with a different wiring. If you have the Crescent Moon, that means your intuition is ancient. But if you have both, then your energy doesn't just respond to the world, it awakens the world around you. People feel different when they're near you. Some feel comforted, some feel exposed, some feel drawn to you in ways they can't explain, and some pull away because they sense something in you they're not ready to face. This is the dual mark convergence. a rare alignment where two ancient symbols appear on the same palm. One represents the seer, the other represents the receiver. Together, they form what many old traditions called the key of two worlds. You might not have known this, but your energy field is different from most people. You don't just feel the truth, you broadcast it. You don't just sense shifts, you create them. Your presence alone changes the direction of conversations, the outcomes of situations, and the emotional temperature of any space you enter. And this is where Baba Vanga's words hit with a weight you can finally understand. She said that when both marks appeared together, the soul who carries them will not awaken gradually but suddenly, as if remembering a destiny they agreed to long before birth. Think about your life. Think about the moments lately when something inside you felt like it was rising. Think about the strange clarity, the sudden knowing, the sense that you're on the edge of something you can't fully describe yet. That isn't imagination. That isn't coincidence. That is the convergence. The moment where your marks stop being symbols and start becoming a signal. You're not just intuitive. You're not just sensitive. You're not just awakening. You are activating. And the truth Baba Vanga left behind for those who carry these signs is deeper and more specific than anything people ever understood. We're going there next. Because if you have both marks, her prophecy wasn't a warning. It was a message. And it was written for you. Before we enter the prophecy itself, you need to understand something important. Something most people overlook when they talk about signs, destiny, or symbols. Your marks didn't appear randomly. They didn't show up because of genetics, or coincidence, or the shape of your palm. They appeared because a part of you has been preparing for this moment long before you even arrived in this lifetime. Everything you've felt recently, the pressure in your chest, the pull towards something you can't name, the dreams that feel like memories, the sudden clarity that appears out of nowhere. All of it is leading you to a threshold, and once you cross it, your life no longer moves the way it used to. People with these dual markings experience something unusual right before the shift. It feels like the world slows down for a moment, like time rearranges itself around you, like your senses become sharper, your emotions feel cleaner, and your decisions suddenly have weight. It's the moment when your energy wakes up before your mind knows what to do with it. Most people ignore that moment because they think it's anxiety, or stress, or coincidence. But people like you, your body recognizes it, your soul remembers it. And this is the part that connects directly to Baba Vanga's hidden words. She didn't just speak about the marked ones. She didn't just describe their sensitivity or intuition. She described a timing, a specific stage in their awakening when the marks stop being silent and begin to speak. You're in that stage now. The reason everything feels intensified, the reason synchronicities keep multiplying, the reason your dreams feel like they're trying to show you something, is because you are standing in the doorway between the life you've lived and the life you are meant to rise into. And once we step through this doorway, once we open the prophecy she left, you will understand why your marks appeared, why your journey was so difficult, and why you were guided here at this exact moment in your timeline. We are almost there. Take a breath. Because the part you're about to hear is not a story, not a metaphor, and not a prediction for humanity. It is a message for the ones who carry the M, for the ones who carry the moon, for the ones whose energy does not sleep. It is a message for you. Before I tell you exactly what Baba Vanga said, you need to understand how she spoke. She never delivered prophecies directly. She spoke in symbols, in fragments, in pieces that only make sense when the person hearing them is finally ready. And that is why most people misinterpreted her words, because her message about the marked souls was never meant for the world. It was meant for the few, the ones who see signs in the lines of their hands, the ones who feel truth before they can explain it, the ones who carry the M, the ones who carry the Crescent Moon. Not everyone is capable of decoding her message, but you are. And here is where the pieces start to come together. She said there would be a time when the marked ones would begin to remember things they never learned, recognize people they never met, and feel a calling they could no longer ignore. She spoke of the return of the knowing, a moment where the soul wakes up as if recognizing a path it walked long ago. Look at your life. Hasn't this been happening to you already? The dreams, the visions, the sudden, intuitive hits that make no logical sense, yet prove themselves true again and again. The feeling that someone, somewhere, is trying to tell you something. This isn't imagination, this isn't coincidence, this is the awakening she spoke about. But there was another part of her message, a deeper part, a more intense part, a part she only shared once and only with a single witness. A part that was never recorded in books and never broadcast to the world. The part that explains why the M and the Crescent Moon matter, why they appeared, why they activate, why they pull you the way they do, why your timeline is shifting so quickly in these past few months, and why you were guided to this exact moment. We are about to step into that part now, but before we do, I need you to feel something. Place your hand over your chest. Right there, that steady pulse, that knowing, that quiet rise of energy that happens whenever you hear truth. That feeling is your confirmation, that is your alignment, that is your signature. Because the prophecy we're about to open was never meant for the world to hear. It was meant for the ones who carry the marks, for the ones who are waking up, for the ones who were chosen long before this lifetime. And now, finally, the moment has come to reveal what she actually said. This is the part she never said publicly, the part she only whispered once to someone who didn't understand it at the time, the part that was dismissed for decades because no one knew who she was talking about. But you do, she said this. When the world enters its moment of great forgetting, a small number will carry memory in their hands. Not in their minds, in their hands. They will not be taught, they will remember. For years, people assumed she meant healers, or mystics, or those born with rare abilities. But she wasn't describing a profession. She wasn't describing a gift. She was describing a mark carried by those who are not meant to follow the patterns of the world, but to break them. A mark that appears as an M, a mark that appears as a crescent moon, or in the rarest cases, both. And then she said something even more haunting, something that only makes sense now. When the dual mark rises, their awakening will be sudden, and their presence will bend the path of others like wind bends fire. She wasn't exaggerating. She was describing exactly what you've been feeling. The shift in your relationships, the change in your energy, the sense that life is rearranging itself around you. And then she spoke of the moment we are living in right now. There will come a period of accelerated alignment. In that time, the marked ones will be pulled to each other as if by an unseen thread. They will recognize each other without words. They will rise at the same hour. If you've been seeing synchronicities, if you've been feeling watched over, if you've been sensing that your life is preparing you for something larger, this is why. Because you are not waiting for your awakening. You are in it. The M in your hand is not just a letter. The Crescent Moon is not just a curve. They are coordinates. They are memory. They are the remnants of something you carried from another place, another lifetime, another agreement your soul made long before you opened your eyes in this world. And this part, this final line, is the one that changes everything. Those who carry the marks do not walk toward destiny. Destiny walks toward them. Let that sink in. You're not chasing your purpose. Your purpose has been chasing you. Every person you lost, every storm you survived, every moment that felt like breaking, all of it was clearing the path for the moment your marks woke up. And they're awake now. You can feel it. Your palms know it. Your energy knows it. Your soul has known it all along. This is not a beginning. This is a remembering. You're returning to who you were always meant to become. If you're still here, you didn't just watch this video. You answered a calling. Because people who don't carry these marks don't stay until the end. They can't feel this the way you feel it. They don't recognize the pull in their chest, the rising warmth in their hands, or the way truth echoes inside them like a memory returning home. But you do. Your palms know more than your mind has admitted. Your path is real. Your awakening is active. And destiny has already begun moving toward you in ways you can't yet see but can already feel. So if this message stirred something in you, if you felt that pulse in your palm or that pressure behind your heartbeat, I want you to do one thing, not for me, but for the version of you that's rising right now. In the comments, write, "I am the 1%. You're not typing words. You're declaring identity. You're acknowledging the truth your soul has been whispering for years. You're not ordinary. You were never meant to live asleep. You were built for the shift, and this, what you feel right now, is only the beginning. Because in the next video, I'm going to reveal something connected directly to Baba Vanga's prophecy. The part she never released publicly. The part about the activation window and why so many marked souls are waking up at the exact same moment. You don't want to miss that. So take a breath. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that rhythm. Feel that knowing. Feel that quiet fire rising in your chest like it's been waiting for this moment your entire life. Your new timeline has already opened. Your marks are no longer silent. Your memory is returning. Welcome to your awakening. And remember, your power is not coming. It's already here.